Hey guys, this is my fall inspired makeup look. This is what reminds me of fall. I love the way this came out. I think everything just ties in together. If you want to see how I got this look, keep watching.
Sorry for that choppy intro, still getting used to those. Alright, first things first, we are going to moisturize our lips, and I'm using the SEPHORA Super Nourishing Lip Balm. Now we're going to take the Maybelline FITME concealer, and I'm in the shade Fair. And this is just to prime our eyes as well as get rid of any veins. Now I'm taking a damp beauty blender and just blending all of that out. Going into the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette, I am taking the shade Sugar Milk, which is a matte cream color. It's close to my skin tone, and I'm using a Morphe M139 brush just to pack it all on there. Now I'm going and taking the shade Warm Stone and putting that in my crease with a Coastal Scents BR250 brush. I'm just gonna place that down, blending it out just slightly. Blending, blending, blending. This is going to be our transition shade. Now I'm taking a BH brush that came in a set and just kind of smoothing out those edges. And I did dip into the Sugar Milk shade again, just to soften the edges. There's no harsh line with our transition color. So now I'm taking a PETAL beauty brush and I think it's Pencil PE00B. And I'm just pushing that color into the hollows of my crease. Making sure not to go up too high with that dark color. Now I'm just pulling that color up just a tad higher so it's not hidden when I open my eye. Now I'm just repeating the same steps on my other eye. Checking it out just to make sure that both sides are even. Taking a small amount of that Sugar Milk on the Morphe brush just to clean up some of the harsh lines that I created. Going in and blending out a little more, because when you think you're blended, blend some more. With no extra product, I'm just softening the lines of that dark shade, blending it in a little more to the center. Blending out that harsh line with whatever product was left over on that Coastal Scents brush, and just blending out with the big fluffy brush. Taking the shades Mild-Mannered and Balanced, I'm just going to pack that onto the blank space of my lids. blending the two shades together so the transition is seamless. Here I just went ahead and dampened the brush with the Mario Badescu facial spray just to give it that more metallic look and to make it a little more shiny so that it just pops on the lid. Here I skipped the colored mild mannered and just went straight into balanced. I liked the way balanced looked a lot better. Mild mannered wasn't really showing up as much as I wanted, and balanced just gave a more golden tone that I felt looked better against the russet shade. Adding some more balanced dry just to intensify the gold shade. Blending the lid and the crease shade together. Deepening where I felt necessary. And just blending out that extra color I just added. Popcorn break! Now I am going to go in and blend with the Morphe B38 with no product. It's just fluffy, just to kind of perfect. With the e.l.f. angled brush, I'm going to dip into the BH Ultimate Brow Palette. I'm going to define the bottom of my brows with the brunette shade. Blend it out with a spoolie brush. Now I'm taking the brunette powder color and filling in the front of my brow and blending it out with the taupe shade. Ooh, look at that difference. Now just gonna do the same exact thing to my other eyebrow. And we're just gonna rush through this step just because there's really nothing to it and it's just the exact same thing. Now I'm going to be using this yellow undertoned highlight from the Hello Kitty Pop-Up Party palette. I'm going to place that under the brow bone. I'm going to start right at the arch and then go down the tail. I'm going to use this shade also to blend down further the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to wipe away any fallout that may have happened, and then we're going to jump right into priming. I am using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm just going to put that all over my face, rubbing it in, and then patting it to make sure it is in those pores. Time to highlight and conceal. I am using the Maybelline FITME Concealer in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to go in a V shape, and I'm also going to carve out the eyeshadow to make it a little more sharp. The shade is close to my skin tone, maybe a shade lighter, so it's going to act as a highlight as well as conceal any dark circles that you may have. Now I'm going to blend it away with the damp beauty blender. Gonna go ahead and even out a little more with the Maybelline concealer, just so the two eyeshadows are even on each side. They don't look lopsided. And I'm gonna blend it out carefully with the beauty blender. Taking Mehron's translucent setting powder on a dry beauty blender, I'm going to put that all where I just put that concealer, and that's going to help it to stay in place and not crease. Jumping right into foundation, I'm going to be using Dior Skin Star in the shade 10 and Giorgio Armani Maestro foundation. I really like these two together. The Giorgio Armani is for oilier skin, so I'm going to use that in the oilier areas, and the Dior Skin is a brightening foundation, so I'm going to use it in the spots where I would like to brighten up my face. So the center, the cheekbones, the chin, you know. Now to just blend it all away. I'm going to wipe off that excess translucent setting powder with the e.l.f. Stipple Brush, and then I'm just going to conceal just a little bit more where there are freckles or blemishes or a little bit of redness with the Star Foundation. Don't forget to blend that foundation down your neck, that way everything blends together nicely. Now I'm going to take that pencil brush with some more warm stone and just go along my lower lash line as a transition color. Now with a flat definer brush, I am taking the color Russet and I'm going to go right up against the lashes and I'm going to smoke that down with the pencil brush. Don't be afraid to blend that russet color down further than what you think would look good. It is going to look good, I promise you. Having that smoked out lower lash line is just going to even out the top of your eye. So don't be afraid, just go for it. And you know what, if it doesn't come out good, it's makeup, it's going to wipe off. Gonna go in and blend it out just a little bit more with that Morphe brush with nothing on it. Now I'm just gonna go over the lash line with just a little bit of that dark brown brow powder. It's not gonna create too much of a dramatic difference. It's just kind of to put something there. I wasn't exactly up to put on any eyeliner today, so brown powder it's just much easier to work with, easier to clean up any messes. Now to curl them lashes. And with any mascara, I am using the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. I'm just gonna put one coat on just to prepare for the falsies. To get rid of any blank space and to thicken the lash line, I'm going to add the Estee Lauder Kohl Pencil. Now with a Luxie 205 Tapered Blending Brush, I'm going to dip into my Mehron Cream Stick Blend in the shade Medium Tan, and I am just going to carve out my cheekbones and blend it out with a wet beauty blender. I'm going to hit my temples and around my forehead, down the sides of my nose. And once again, blend it all out with a damp beauty blender. I'm just going to set all the areas I contoured with the Mehron translucent setting powder again, just to make sure that it doesn't move when I put on the powder contour. I'm going to be applying the Gypsy 906 lashes. They're very natural, they're not too dramatic, and they aren't too thick, so you can still see the eyeshadow color with these on. Now time to dust off all this translucent setting powder. I'm going to dip into the Hoola bronzer with my e.l.f. small tapered brush, and I'm going to just really define the areas that I contoured earlier. And using the cream under that powder, it's really going to intensify it and give you that really sharp, chiseled contour. Blending it out with my e.l.f. large stipple brush. And I'm just going to go around the edges of my jaw, right up under it, to kind of define it more, make it a little more strong. Now jumping back over to the eyelashes, I am just going to place the other eyelash on. This thing was trying me, so I had to just stop and move on to something else. Now I'm going to coat the bottom lashes with some mascara. To keep them from looking clumpy and spidery, I am just going to go over it with that spoolie. And this really helps a lot. Now I'm going to blend those two pink mauve shades with the Real Techniques blush brush. And now I'm going to cream highlight with the Benefit What's Up highlighter. I'm also going to highlight the tip of my nose as well as the bridge, and I'm also going to highlight above my brow. I'm going to line my lips with the Scone Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Wine. I got this liner in my Ipsy bag this month, and I really love it. The color is just perfect for fall. Kaitlyn Art Touch Tinted Lip Gloss in the shade Love Affair, which I saved in my Ipsy bag. This is from like a year ago. So that is it for my fall makeup tutorial. If you guys like this, thumbs up and
we
comment.
are highlighted
Tell me what
to
your
the
favorite
god.
fall makeup look is.
I really like this light. This lighting at the end of the day is really nice. It's like, who needs a softbox? I do, but you know. Talking to my friends. Do I sound nasally to you guys? I feel like I sound nasally. I look really tired. I look really like, oh, I hate life. My little hand broke off. Ooh, what's my voice doing? I don't know.